one hurdle in between.
Yeah, Asuya?
Well, both the teams are really, really good things because we did see how good the draft was from the side of Blazing in the first game, while in the second game, Diaz just completely countered out that draft. So I think once again, it just depends on the draft and supporting. I think both the teams, I support both the teams. I just want to see a good gameplay, Jinx.
Yeah, pretty diplomatic response here by Asia. So we're gonna wait and watch which team wins out in this best of three. You guys can take it away. I'm just gonna enjoy the match.
Thank you, Jinx. And with that, let's see you at the end of the match because this game, I am curious. Both the teams, what are they presenting to us in the table at the last game? Blazing Olympus have been playing it. This is going to be their fifth game. So I do feel the pressure is just climbing up to them as of now.
I mean, definitely, this is the matchmaker. Wait, not matchmaker. This is the match which will decide who will be going up ahead in this tournament. And just like we mentioned before, this is a really crucial tournament since there will be a regional championship, and the top two teams will definitely just get a direct spot onto that championship. So both the teams really need to give their all for this last match. And once again, we're seeing the same bands. Just look at them. We see the Hayabusa is a band which Blazing Olympus just it's the first ban for them in every match.
Oh my. Okay. So far, so looking good onto both the sides. I really like the Lucas ban. Lucas not being open in every single game, but this time Blazing Olympus, will they be banning the Bakshi and the Flooring combo because that is much needed? But no, that's not the case. Ray's waifu getting banned. That would be the Zushin. Understandable why they want to ban the Zushin because once you play a little bit of melee close range heroes, Zushin is truly problematic. So I do feel like they will be going for some kind of melee, short range heroes as of now.
Well, highly possible. But the question here is, PG, that is the Badang, will he be banned or will he be picked? Because we did see which, like, one team which picks the Badang and the other team just takes the counter. So right now, the Blazing Olympics, they have the second pick. So will they just not ban that Badang and force or maybe just trick Diaz into picking up that Badang for themselves? And just like in the previous game, Diaz did the same thing, gave away the Badang as the first pick, but then they had the Florin and the Basha. So in this game, Blazing Olympus do the same, take away, give away that Badang and trade it with some great picks which can counter him out.
Let's see. Fredrin getting banned, the Florin getting banned. I'm liking the ban so far. Respect bans is definitely showing. It really speaks a lot when they make it part Dakusena. They know what is their winning condition. They know that they need this pick no matter what. I really like how they took the Florin on their side though, but this time Angela could be on the cards.
You know, I think since Kalia is open, I think Kalia could be a great pick here. Considering that even in the last game, we did see how aggressive Baksha was. He was in the front lines, and if he does this same once again in this game, you can just slam it away, right? And since he will be the jungler, there's no way he will be with the Purify. So yeah, I think there's a great pick off option for Blazing Olympus right now, but they are deciding the first two picks for them are really, really crucial. But of course, okay, it will be CC. I think CC is a great EX laner, can contend. But then Glue, once again, I think Glue is a problem for CC. What do you think?
Okay, see. They pick something that can melt the tanks. Not exactly, fast melters such as a alpha and the Xbox, but does builds up that damage does builds up over the time. So it's a very good pick. But picking up a CC without knowing what the EXP laner would be, maybe they just want to give out the barang. I do feel like the barang is still open and they want to give it out like, you guys can take it.
Oh my God, PG, just look at that. Angel, once again, another, like, DS is like, you ban the Florent? We have the Angela. What can you do about it? And just like I said before, the heals from Angela, right? Because she is a dedicated support, she's pretty good with the early game heals, even without those flasks. And of course, Irisel, one of the best marksmen out there, can reposition herself. She can never go wrong. So right now, once again, DS's draft looked to be really strong to me, but placing Olympus, picking up that Sicilian. I don't think so. That could be actually worthy because Erythral is someone you want to mark down and she can reposition herself so well. It is really hard to catch her with those sanguine claws right now. And once again, I think they are not tanky enough, PG.
Oh my. That is true, given the fact that Bakshia, as a jungler, does serves as the front laner as well. He was very much active during the team fight as well. So, you know that he will be the one doing the same as into the game number two. Moving into the game number three, I do feel like they should match that energy. Or if not, they will be losing this point, and that's going to be quite a little bit of a trouble for them because in every single group, two teams will be moving ahead for the Swiss state. So I'm excited. And also, the giveaways are on every single stream. There's going to be three members who will be picked out at the end of the tournament. That means you have to type in your server and your UID onto the chat. Do be active, and you may be the lucky winner. But as of now, Kalia banned. Why is the Kalia not being preferred? I mean, every single time it's the second a part of the ban that she's getting banned on. I'm not sure why both of the teams are not going in for it. Such a good pick. One of she's like a Gatot Kacha, but a mini Gatot Kacha, a female Gatot Kacha, but with a little bit of a heels.
Well, she is OP, and just like I said, she could have been a great option for Blazing Olympus, but instead they went in for Krimi. And just like we saw in the previous game, the Baksha really loves to make that blade armor as the priority. So Kimi will not be having a good time. If they're thinking that she will be able to melt that Baksha down, I think that will not be possible. Also considering that there is an Angela with those heals. So yeah, the drafts looks okay to me. I think DS is cooking right now, but meanwhile, Hylos finally picked up onto the scene.
True. Now that Asya, you were talking about the tanky picks, here we are looking at one of the tanky picks. Looks like we are getting a CC onto the EXP Rome high loss. They needed the slow. Blazing Olympus, they know the slows can slow them down, and it is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem for the Sicilian. They banned up the weave for the same reason, and they took up the high loss. Was expecting it. The cutout cuts are still open, but no, high loss is the answer. They need something of a glorious pathway to slow them down, especially the Bakshia. So let's see if they get it or not. But at the same time, Blazing Olympus is playing for the late game. I'm not
You know,
liking that.
yep, definitely. But then, I was gonna say that since they have banned out the Padang and they have already picked up the Sicilian, so they have already shown to DS that um, they cannot pick something like Faramis, they cannot pick something like Vexana, which are two of the mages which are hard counter for the glue. And with this, like DS has the freedom to pick that glue onto the EXP, and just like I said, the way he can just spam those skills, he is really a threat even for the CC. So just look at them. DS has picked up that opportunity, picked up that glue once again. Right now, DS draft looks really strong, and it's really, I think, around Erythral centered, I guess. But meanwhile, Blazing Olympus do have the Kimi and the Sicilian. But the question is, will they be able to position themselves? Will they be able to be in those team fights?
That's true. Funny Valentine. Not Funny Valentine. That would be Yamraj on that mage. Yamraj on the Xavier, one of his signature heroes. He's known to play any kind of mage. It was a little bit of a sad scene to know that they weren't much active for the tournaments, but now that they are back, Let's see what team Dakusina have. And with that Blazing Olympus as well. Now, they are having quite a few members from the other teams that we have been knowing there. But let's see which of the teams take away a win. 1-for-1 score. Game number 3. Dakusina versus Blazing Olympus. We have entered the battlefield.
Well, yeah, both the junglers right now, like this Nolan is kind of new because I haven't seen him pick up a lot in those tournaments. But of course, he still stands as one of the fastest junglers in the early right there. I mean, just look at him already taking down those three creeps. Meanwhile, the team's still gathering around for some skirmishes for the contention for the lethal right there. And DS definitely on the upper hand because even Blazing Olympus knows that they have the late game, although Hylos as well as that CC and the jungler are there for the early, then it depends on the execution, BJ.
Oh, the slow game should be there because rather than on a Nolan against a Pakshya jungle, the odds are into the hands of Pakshya. So you have to make sure that the early snowball should be rolling in for the Nolan. Look at him; he's just trying to get a first kill, first blood into the mid lanes, but the window of opportunity it's not there. It's not there. But Romcom onto that CC, just avoiding a single skills, just making sure that he will be very low to not come ahead of the team. If he comes in blue especially and reaches up to the backline, that's going to be a problem. But okay, there's a immobilize coming in for this high loss. Robin has to go back. He gets immobilized again by Yamraj. I really love this guy. Look at him on the Xavier. He's playing it quite aggressively.
I mean, definitely, but the total contention going in once again, and it will be the Baksha securing that along with a kill for Romcom. Okay, that was not a good trade for the side of Blazing Olympus. Just like I said before, they will not be having a great time, considering that they really need those characters which scale up. Also, adding the Xavier to the equation, he's such an annoying mage. But meanwhile, in the bot lane, we do see Kimi in a tight situation. The Angela might look for that all the hard guard coming in. 2 versus 1. Okay, it's 2 versus 2. It is still surviving. The immobilize coming in from Yamraj, and it will be an Uno reverse as it will be the high loss which will be taken down. Kimi doesn't have enough damage. That rotation coming in from the Xavier was really a cherry on top.
Hmm. Have to say now with the snowball on rolling down into their hands, I'm really liking it. The early snowball which they needed, they have it. Raren that gets a taste of the uh, dawning light, but he's so wise because of course he does come in handy though. That stun really helped them out, or he would have been a dead meat. As of now, Kimmy has to play it safe. Kimmy cannot make a play, but I feel like Kimmy should just try to get the farm up though. She's gonna get targeted on. You do see the bottom lane though. Bottom lanes is quite heavy with the Angela, the heals.
Well, definitely they are locking down the gold laner. Kimi not having the best time of her life. There are always around three people right there. They do not want to farm her up. But then again, PG, like I said before, I was expecting Kimi to be the mage. And then they pick up the Sicilian all of a sudden, giving DS the opportunity to pick up onto that glue. And right now, we have already seen that Jazz does an amazing job with that glue. Baksha on that Kashi does an amazing job, and yet Blazing Olympus not learning from the mistakes once again. I don't understand what they were trying in this draft because Sicilian is a great mage, but he will be getting zoned hard. I mean, just look at him, was already getting so hard zoned right there by the glue. He's not able to come up front. An easy turtle for DS once again, going in for that blue. Meanwhile, the same goes for the Nolan, looking for those exchanges, but then again, there's so much mobility onto that Baksha that they cannot just trade it off with the blue.
Looks like Blazing Olympus. This is a little bit of a deja vu moment. So this, let's see if they are getting it or not, but as of now genius wand already picked up by Brendan. Does he's just like, making sure that he has his boots on for a little bit of an extra protection, but Sicilian is farmed like a little bit of a behind. They need to catch up. They need to get the turtles in as soon as possible, but the pathway is already blocked. Even with their high loss, they are not able to get in, but the Takusena is quite easy for them. The key is the Baksha jungle. And I'm not sure why that they let the Baksha jungle be open onto the game number 3.
Baksha, as well as giving that opportunity for glue, is the biggest mistake they could do. I mean, Baksha is okay. Just pick up the Riddle to counter him around. And just look at him between three people. He is so sure that he will survive because the hard guard will be coming in. The heals are coming in from those revitalizers, and the way the Xavier rotates, Yamraj's rotation is so good. Look at Irithel already around that 4,000 gold with two of her equipments already made up. She's doing such a good job, and Kimi doesn't have enough gold right now. Even if they thought that they could melt down the tank from Kimi, but just like I said, the blade armor always exists along with the radiant armor, so she won't be able to do anything. So right now, once again, I think it's the draft issue for them. But look at the Sanguine Sauce connecting along with the Bat Priest. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Roran in a really tight situation. Yamraj will be sniping him down with the 1-2 combo, and with this, once again, the snowball is definitely in the hands of Team VS. Romcom trying to do something right there, but it's 1 versus 3. The revitalize has been popped up. Brandon trying to dish out some damage all alone. They are falling like dominoes.
Oh, not looking good, not looking good. Once again, deja vu moment for the side of Team Blazing Olympus, just because the glue as well as the Baksha is open. But at the same time, the recovery rate is quite slow. If they want to get their snowball rolling in, they need to go on to the late game. They need to protect their tier 3. They need to protect the tier 2s as well. Let's see if they're able to get it or not. But at the same time, Blazing Olympus members are playing it slow. I really like how Peekaboo as well as Brendan have zero KDA on their hands. They just positioning themselves very well. I love this formation. I really love this formation. They are playing it all together. While Team Dakusena are putting their eyes. They know where to target and which lane to pressure.
I mean, definitely, we have already seen how disciplined they are, and right now, since they do have the goal late, 22 goal K goal for themselves. I mean, just look at the Baksha just moving so easily between four people. He knows the hard guard will be there in a second. And Xavier is always there. Just look at his positioning; is so good. Meanwhile, Kashi taking a lot of damage right there, and there it comes the mobility. Like even if he's in the really low HP, he can just move away so well.
Oh, ho, ho. Angela, the Angela is helping them so much. But wait a minute, Romcom looking quite low. Pops the vengeance as well, but no, he will be going down. The Savior is hurting. The Irithel is hurting. Let's not forget the front laners are quite strong. Team Blazing Olympus, they need to recover from this. They need to farm up. They need to get the turtles, but the turtles are gone. This is only the Lord left. That too in just few seconds. Less than 15 seconds left. The Lord will be here. The stakes are getting high for the side of Team Blazing Olympus. Are they actually ready to let it go?
Well, just like the previous game, I don't know what can they even do in this situation. The jungler pick once again, like we should know that against a Baksha, a tanky jungler, Assassin doesn't work out. Hayabusa might work out because he has a lot of mobility, but then he can even mark others. But Ling won't work out. Even Nolan won't work out in the previous game. Of course, even Hanzo did not work out. And on top of that, Erythral is completely farmed up. And like instead of sending Kimi to the mage, send her to the gold lane and picking up the mage so early so that it's a free glue. Like why not learn from your previous draft? And once again, Blazing Olympus only have the Hylos in the front lane, but he can be easily melted down because how much can a single person just take in? Meanwhile, Romcom trying to do something, he is on the damage side, but then is he getting the accessibility to the Angela, to the Irithel, to the Xavier? Because they are completely farmed. They do not have the gold to even dish out a lot of damage at this point.
If it's possible, I really want to see the stacks on this Sicilian. But as of now, Rauren on the chase, he has to go back at the right moment. Madara also entering. The passive will not be blown out. I was hoping that the Madara was right on the spot, but no. Mid lane's gone. That means all the tier 3 turrets are out of the way. The damage is getting overwhelming for the side of Team Blazing. Olympus to take in. Romcom once again. The glue onto him. Angela moving in onto Tayashi because he's the one taking so much turret damage. Look at him. He's able to do it. Brendan looking 50% of his HP. He just has to go back. Blazing Olympus, yet they are not looking at. This is what I was talking about. Just a minuscule of damage being transferred onto this Bakshia.
I mean, at this point, the level difference is too much. Level 14 already. Goal difference is too much. And Roran, all he can do, like, he really needs to find some flanks maybe to take down the Xavier at least. Or if he cannot mark down the Irithel or the Angela, but he won't get that opportunity. The only thing he can do is mark down the Baksha as we already saw, but that's not even an issue. I mean, just look at Baksha, like I said, already with that blade armor along with the radiant armor, even Brendan cannot melt down anyone at this point. There's so much gold in the hand of Irithel. So what are they supposed to do as they're just getting forced as the clock goes late?
Oh, the clock is ticking. The timer is going upwards, not downwards. For Blazing Olympus, it's still down. We are officially onto the mid and almost possibly closing down to the late game as of now. The Cecilian still not farmed up. They are not able to catch Xavier. They're not able to catch the Iritel as well. Funny Valentine with that mobility. I feel like they needed something to lock each one of the members, especially under those turrets.
Well, definitely. And right now, just look at DS. They're looking for maybe some freeze onto those lanes as the Lord approaches in 10 seconds. And I don't think so that Blazing Olympus is actually in any situation to contend for that Lord because Xavier doesn't have enough damage. It's around 12 minutes, so he must be having like 200 stacks by now. But then still, it's not enough because Baksha, along with that Angela combo, can soak up a lot of damage.
Oh my, the Angela is a problem, the Irithel is a problem, the Xavier is a problem. The glue is the problem. It's just problems and problems for the side of Team Blazing Olympus. I do feel like the mental strength has already drained out because once you play this much of a games, this is kind of evident on the finals games as well. When it goes to best of 7 and the score is like 4-1 or 3-3, it does shows it. But I think that's kind of the same thing going on. But unfortunate though. Let's see if Blazing Olympus can able to recover because zero kills so far, 13 minutes into the game. That is truly, truly devastating. But at the same time, Madara moving into the ladder, turn that too onto the top lane. Let's see, let's see. This is the one game where we don't see Brawly kind of a team fight. Okay.
I mean, definitely, but just look at that. Kyashi taking up a lot of damage right there from the turret, manages to escape with the wheel. He is the Madara, has been taken down, but the lane sync was pretty good, except the bot lane is stuck right there. But I think that Simon Claus might come in clutch as finally Kyashi will be taking down the shutdown for Romcom right there. Angela's ult wasn't there on time, so even though they lost one inhibitor, they did get that one kill for themselves. The goal lead, which was highly in favor of Team DS, slightly shifted for the side of Team Blazing Olympus. And since the Berkshire is down, I think this might be the perfect opportunity for the Nolan to look for some flanks onto the mage, onto the marksman.
Oof. Successful defense. Blazing Olympus, one kill finally setting in. But farm difference though. I feel like at this point of the match, farm difference doesn't matters much. But Raren, no snowball on his hands. Just the minions coming in for the Brendan as of now. 60 seconds left. That means one whole minute for Blazing Olympus to get their recovery rate high up as the side of Team Dakusena, because if they don't, it's going to be a problem. But at the same time, they cannot let this match go 1-1 score. This is crazy.
I mean, it's 14 minutes into the game, PG, and it feels like the game is going for for too long, because I think Blazing Olympus have finally decided to just defend for now, because for them defense might be the best offense. Meanwhile, Diaz waiting for the next Lord, which might even be the final Lord, as one inhibitor is already down and Blazing Olympus already facing those hefty minions from the top lane. A lot of pressure right there, and Kimi finally with the lantern, so she will be able to dish out a lot more damage onto Kyashi and even our glue. But then let's just wait it out right now. Raren taking a lot of damage right there. Sanguine Claws connecting a lot. Beautiful three men immobilized coming in from Yamraj. And even though the HPs are pretty low, both of them securing the blues. And this might be the last turtle as DS is free. There is not even a single contention from the side of Blazing Olympus. Nolan looking for some opportunity, but of course, DS won't give it out so freely.
Damn, what a game coming in. Blazing Olympus. They are in deep trouble. They are in deep waters. Their only source is just getting those minions. If they venture out in their own jungle area, they will be caught out. They will be slain. No mercy shown. And top of that, the damage, it is exponentially up. For the side of Team Dakusena, they have been just, you know, scrambling around, taking every single
Oh,
look at us. Look at oh my god, Yamraj flicker out quite a just a little bit. But Raren unfortunately loses his life. That's like a 40-second left. But the Lord will barely takes 10 seconds to jump in. What will Team Blazing Olympus do? Look at them, the minions are coming in. There's quite a lot of pressure. Jazz takes up some damage. Sanguine Claws, so much damage coming in from the backseat as well. But Glue jumps in,
oh.
just the first one going down. 21-10 picking up a kill. The Blots coming in. Quads are looking quite low. Yamraj, there's a kill. There's Angela on this Irithel. Irithel taking so much damage, but she dishes out so much damage as well. And it is Dakusena who wins the game.
Well, what an aggressive and disciplined game coming from the side of Team Dakusena. They, it was a similar draft, just like the previous game, and yet Blazing Olympus just could not defend it. So, Jinx, what are your thoughts on this game?
Uh, I feel like Blazing Olympics did the same mistake they did in the second game, right? Like you guys mentioned, first the Kimmy gold lane, I really thought she was going to go mid lane, and they would have picked a marksman that can counter the Irithel, like maybe the Brody or maybe the Harad. But unfortunately, I think that was the first mess up. And then the second mistake was definitely the Nolan, right, guys? I think throughout the whole game, all he could do was split push.